Come in slowly. There's no rush in this moment. The night is already quiet, and you don't have to fight it. Let your shoulders drop a little, like you're finally allowed to stop holding everything up. If your thoughts are still racing, that's okay. You're not doing it wrong. You're just tired. And tonight, tired is honest. I know you've been trying to act normal, smiling when your chest feels heavy, answering people when your heart feels far away. You've been moving through the day like nothing happened, like you weren't changed by what you lived through. But pain doesn't disappear just because you stay busy. It waits. And at night, it starts speaking again, softly, and then all at once. Some hurts don't look dramatic from the outside. They don't come with loud scenes or obvious proof. They come with silence, with being dismissed, with someone you trusted choosing themselves and leaving you to carry the weight alone. That kind of hurt doesn't fade quickly. It settles deep into the way you think, the way you flinch, the way you second-guess your own goodness. And even now, you might be wondering if you're overreacting, if you should have been stronger, if you should have moved on by now. But the truth is, you were wounded in a place that mattered. You were hurt in a way that changed your sense of safety. That's not weakness. That's impact. That's your heart remembering what it cost to keep loving when it wasn't returned gently. Tonight, imagine Jesus near you. Not as a distant figure, not as a voice demanding anything. Just a calm presence beside you, like someone who sits down without needing to fill the silence. He doesn't stare at your pain like it's a problem to fix. He looks at it like it's something to honor, like it's real, like you are real. He knows how deeply you were hurt, not just the moment, but the echo of it. The way it replayed in your mind when you tried to sleep, the way it made you doubt your instincts, the way it made you feel small, even when you tried to stay brave. He understands the kind of pain that makes you quiet, not because you're fine, but because you're protecting what's left. He doesn't rush your healing. He doesn't measure your progress. He doesn't compare you to someone else who got over it faster. He stays with you at the pace your heart can handle. He walks beside you through the parts you don't talk about, the parts you hide behind jokes, behind work, behind "I'm okay." He knows those words are sometimes just survival. And maybe you've been carrying anger too. Not the loud kind. The kind that sits under your ribs and makes you feel tense without knowing why. The kind that shows up as impatience or numbness or sudden tears. Jesus isn't afraid of that either. He doesn't shame you for it. He understands what happens when love gets bruised and your spirit learns to guard itself. You don't have to prove anything tonight. Not your faith, not your strength, not your ability to stay positive. You can just be human here. You can let your thoughts arrive without wrestling them. You can admit that some memories still sting, that some words still feel sharp, that some nights still feel lonely. And Jesus stays close, not disappointed, not distant, just steady. If your heart feels tired from carrying the same story again and again, he understands that too. Because sometimes pain doesn't heal in a straight line. Sometimes it circles back when you least expect it. You'll be fine all day, and then one small thing brings it back. A song, a tone of voice, a place you didn't mean to remember. And suddenly, you're back there inside your mind. Jesus doesn't tell you to forget. He doesn't ask you to pretend it didn't matter. He knows that what hurt you also taught you to be careful. And he knows you didn't become guarded for no reason. You became guarded because you were trying to survive. Because you had to keep going, even when you felt cracked inside. He sees that effort. He respects it. There's a softness in him that doesn't feel like pressure. It feels like safety. Like you can finally exhale without fear that something else will go wrong the moment you relax. With him near, your nervous system doesn't have to stay on alert. Not because life is perfect, but because you're not alone inside it. Because there is someone steady beside you in the quiet. Maybe you've been blaming yourself for what happened. Replaying choices. Thinking, if I said less, if I did more, if I noticed earlier, maybe it wouldn't have ended like that. But Jesus knows the truth. He knows how hard you tried. He knows how much you gave. And he knows that sometimes people still hurt you, even when you love them well. He also knows what it's like to be misunderstood, to be judged by people who didn't know your heart, to be treated like your pain was inconvenient. So when you sit in this silence, feeling unseen, he isn't confused by you. He isn't waiting for you to explain yourself better. He already understands the part you couldn't put into words. And in his presence, you don't have to hold your emotions like they're dangerous. You don't have to clamp down on your tears. You don't have to stay tough. If sadness rises, it can rise. If you feel numb, you can be numb. If you feel a quiet ache in your chest, you can let it exist without panicking. Nothing about you is too much for him. You might not feel ready to trust again. You might not feel ready to open your heart like you used to. And that's okay. Jesus isn't forcing you back into vulnerability before you're safe. He's patient. He's gentle. He knows that healing is not rushing forward. Healing is learning that your heart can breathe again without bracing for pain. So tonight, let this be a small resting place, not a big turning point, not a dramatic breakthrough, just a quiet moment where you are allowed to be held by peace, even if it's only for a few seconds at a time. Jesus stays near, like a steady light in the corner of the room, not blinding, just comforting. And as the night continues, your thoughts may still wander. That's okay. You don't have to control everything. You don't have to solve your whole life before you sleep. You can simply exist. You can let your heart loosen its grip a little. You can let your body remember what calm feels like. Jesus knows how deeply you were hurt, and he stays anyway. He stays with the version of you that feels strong and the version of you that feels broken. He stays with the version of you that keeps going and the version of you that wants to disappear for a while. He doesn't love you less on your worst nights. He doesn't step back when you're messy. His presence is steady, even when your emotions aren't. And maybe that's enough for now. Not answers, not certainty, just companionship in the dark. Just a quiet sense that you don't have to carry this alone anymore. The night can be soft. Your breathing can slow. Your heart can rest for a moment. And in that gentle stillness, Jesus remains close, understanding you completely without needing you to be anything else.